The least happy time on average for people is when they're with their boss. My name is Richard Layard and my book is called Can We Be Happier? Evidence and Ethics. Well, the real challenge facing our society is that although we're so much richer than previous generations, we're also so much more stressed. So why is that? Well, it's because of our goals. We've got a goal of personal success, which means that we are constantly engaged in competition with other people. That is not so great for those who lose in the competition, but it's not so wonderful for those who win in the competition because it's been so stressful to get to that point. This graph shows what things best explain the spread of happiness in Britain. And the most important thing is mental health. And after that comes the general quality of work, and then whether you in your private life have a partner or not, and close to that physical health. And then comes income, which explains only 1% of the total spread of happiness. This competitive approach is also poisoning our politics. It's infecting it with this obsession about them and us. So we've got to get to a better set of goals. And the goals have got to be that we are trying to get our happiness not from being better than other people, but from helping other people. So if we're thinking about other people's happiness, of course one of the biggest ways in which we influence other people is through our jobs. So for example, take school teachers. Schools should have as their a really key goal the happiness of the children. They should be measuring it each year, see how the children are progressing, and they should be using evidence-based materials that exist to teach children life skills for a better life. Or take managers. Here's a shocking fact. The least happy time on average for people in the whole day or the whole week is when they're with their boss. And then the government, of course, should be aiming at happiness, which would give it completely new priorities, like mental health, child development, family support, old age care, and of course climate change, which is about the happiness of future generations. So this graph shows the tone of the news in most advanced countries, and you can see how the tone has become increasingly negative, and that's one reason why people have such a gloomy view of the world that they live in. Our society is actually becoming more gentle. For example, in most advanced countries, most crimes are down by at least a third and many are down by a half compared with 30 years ago. And I think closely connected to it is the increased influence of women in our society. We've got 3 governments, all led by women, that have made happiness their explicit goal, and that's New Zealand, Scotland and Iceland. In Britain, we are seeing more and more policies influenced by the goal of well-being. So, for example, mental health has become a new priority. We had 10 years ago no psychological therapy services for people with depression or anxiety. We're now treating 600,000 a year. We are giving well-being much more priority than ever before. And that, more than anything, gives me hope for the future that we can move to a gentler culture.